Hey guys, so Penny Dreadful is back on the air. Last night premiered the first episode of season 2, which was really exciting, and of course I didn't miss it because last year with the first season of Penny Dreadful I got really into it, and Eva Green being possessed, I could just watch her being demonic all day long. I did recaps for all of the first season's 8 episodes in like a whole playlist every week. I didn't miss it. And of course this is a recap slash review, but you really need to watch the first episode before watching this recap because it will be very spoilerific, so you have been warned. Before I can talk about the first episode and what I think that this new season is setting up, of course, got to mention where we left off last season, season 1, and with the resolution of Mina and Sir Malcolm having to kill his own daughter, and that kind of being tied up. You know that with this new season, we're going to have to be presented like a new challenge. That was the main thing that I wanted to know coming into this first episode of the new season. Who is going to be our new bad guy? Madame Kali and her crazy clan of curly-haired witches. Now, witches immediately kind of summon up a lot of, you know, modern references of the modern day interpretation of what witches are, but these witches in Penny Dreadful are a lot crueler and horrifying than what you would regularly associate with the word witch. And this is headed by, this witch clan headed by Madame Kali, who made a brief appearance in the first season. She was in one of the second or third episodes. There was a seance where Vanessa was very first possessed, and Madame Kali was the leader of that seance. And so she is back, bathing in blood, eye rolling, talking to Lucifer the devil as his servant, with the intention, it seems like, to infiltrate Vanessa. Is it that Lucifer wants Vanessa as his bride? I can't remember if that was where we left off last season. Of course, it's always really fun when a new season comes back and you have all your old characters come back and it's sort of like a new mission. Personally, I was really glad that the one character that didn't get a mention in this episode was Dorian Gray. He was by far my least favorite last season. I just was not interested in his sort of self-indulgent pretty boy act. Didn't really work for me at all. The biggest setup from last season is the reanimation of Brona Croft, which we got a payoff for in this first episode. That was a pretty like massive deal. They were working towards her being the Bride of Frankenstein all through the first season. So to see the reanimation scene and her coming back to life in this episode was really, really cool. Also, Dr. Frankenstein is truly an unhinged man. He has a lot of psychological issues. You want to like him, but then every now and then he does something that's either like a real asshole thing to do or a bit creepy. And in this episode, he does some creepy corpse fondling with Brona Croft's like massive like scars on her chest, and that made me so uncomfortable. This first episode definitely had equal, if not more, like horror and gore elements that we know and love from Penny Dreadful, which was pretty satisfying. Some of that stuff like Vanessa cutting her thumb and then this blood scorpion that she draws on the floorboards, and the blood bath. Madame Kali's blood bath is super spooky. Like, it takes spooky to a whole new level. And also the massacre that Ethan is entirely responsible for, just so much blood. I mean, this episode had a lot of blood, a lot of full frontal nudity violence and nudity. I mean, that's gonna be seriously on par with Game of Thrones. I would even say that Penny Dreadful's got more blood. Maybe not more violence, but definitely more gory blood. There's some of my thoughts on the first episode of the new Penny Dreadful season. Make sure you leave me comments in the comment section down below and tell me what some of your predictions are for the season. Let me know what you're hoping for and what you think is going to happen with the characters. I love to have a discussion with you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews, and I will see you guys next week for episode 2. Bye.